This episode is brought to you by Patriot Gold Group. Protect your retirement assets and keep your future secure. Speak with the experts at Patriot Gold. Patriot Gold has been the top-rated gold IRA dealer for 7 years in a row. Go to patriotgoldgroup.com or call 1-888-621-3856 for a free investor guide. It's Thursday, 8 August. Welcome to the PDB Afternoon Bulletin. Okay, it's the late afternoon bulletin. Apologies for my travel schedule, but it is the PDB Afternoon Bulletin. I'm Mike Baker, your eyes and ears on the world stage. Let's get briefed. First, in a major development, if true, out of Iran, the regime's newly elected president is reportedly making appeals to their supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, to refrain from attacking Israel, despite the supreme leader's vows for revenge. Also, in disturbing news out of Europe, authorities narrowly thwarted an ISIS plot to attack pop superstar Taylor Swift's concerts in Vienna this weekend. And yes, this is the first time we've ever had a Taylor Swift-related story on the PDB. But first, our afternoon spotlight. Iran's supreme leader is facing growing international pressure, even from allies, to temper his retaliation plans against Israel. And now, the Islamic regime's newly elected president has reportedly asked the Ayatollah not to attack Israel at all. A bombshell report from Iran International claims that Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has made appeals to Ayatollah Ali Khamenei in recent days, pleading with him to refrain from any direct attack on Israel over concerns that it could upend his presidency and plunge the country into chaos. Now, mind you, any direct attack doesn't preclude an attack from one or more of Iran's terrorist proxy groups, including Hezbollah. A source who spoke anonymously to Iran International said Pezeshkian is desperate to avoid a regional escalation. He reportedly warned Khamenei that Israel would likely respond to any direct attack with retaliatory strikes on Iran's national infrastructure and energy resources, something that Pezeshkian said could devastate their economy, widen the internal divide between the regime and its citizens, and potentially lead to the country's collapse. Iran's supreme leader, as you are likely aware, vowed to directly strike Israel following the assassination of Hamas political chief Ismail Haniyeh last week inside Tehran. His appetite for vengeance is shared by senior military commanders within Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, who have demanded a large retaliation regardless of any long-term impacts it may have on the regime. IRGC Chief Commander Hossein Salami said Monday that Iran's response would be severe, and according to the Wall Street Journal, other senior officials inside the IRGC told Arab countries this week that they no longer care whether a retaliation triggers an all-out war with Israel. Pezeshkian reportedly also cautioned Khamenei against letting the commanders influence his decision-making, arguing that his opposition to a retaliation was rooted in his concern for Iran's national interests, not out of a lack of knowledge or experience with military matters. In another intriguing wrinkle to this internal discord, a close aide to Pezeshkian recently suggested to The Telegraph that the security breakdowns that led to Haniyeh's assassination may have been an intentional effort by the IRGC to harm the new president's reputation. The aide said, quote, "No unharmed brain can accept that this happened by accident, especially on Pezeshkian's first day in office. He may have to go to war with Israel in his first few days in office, and it's all because of the IRGC," end quote. We should stress that despite these reports, Pezeshkian continues to portray a united front in his public remarks, affirming Iran's right to retaliate. On Wednesday, the new president said he would not question the policy decisions of the Ayatollah in public or at meetings with foreign officials. Earlier this week, he said that while Iran is not seeking a wider regional conflict, Israel would pay a price for their, quote, crimes and arrogance. Now, as we discussed earlier on this morning's PDB, Iran's Lebanese proxy Hezbollah appears ready to attack Israel with or without Iranian support, which is, of course, not the same thing as saying with or without Iranian concurrence. The group has vowed revenge over the death of one of their own senior military commanders in an Israeli airstrike in Beirut last week. On Tuesday, Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah said, quote, "Whatever the consequences, the resistance will not let these Israeli attacks pass by." All right, coming up after the break, in disturbing news out of Europe, authorities narrowly thwarted an ISIS plot to attack Taylor Swift's concerts in Vienna this weekend. And I'm told that apparently Taylor Swift is a pop superstar. I'll be right back. Welcome back to the Afternoon Bulletin. Austrian authorities foiled a terror plot targeting Taylor Swift's planned concerts in Vienna on Wednesday, uncovering plans inspired by ISIS radicalization. The threat led to the cancellation of 3 sold-out shows out of an abundance of concern, of course, for concert-goers' safety. The suspects, a 19-year-old Austrian and a 17-year-old Austrian with Turkish and Croatian roots, were arrested after a raid revealed bomb-making materials and extremist propaganda. A tip from U.S. intelligence alerted Europol and Austrian authorities about the terror plot. Investigators uncovered several chemical substances intended for building a dirty bomb, along with machetes and knives, in a raid on the 19-year-old's family home in Ternitz in the district of Lower Austria. His parents were reportedly unaware of his radicalization. Photos from the scene showed investigators in hazmat suits. The 19-year-old was arrested and confessed to plans involving explosives and weapons to maximize casualties at the concert. They reportedly intended to drive a bomb-filled car into the crowd of concert-goers. Investigators believe that he became radicalized online and had sworn allegiance to the current leader of the Islamic State. The 17-year-old accomplice had recently started working for an events service provider at Ernst Happel Stadium. This individual was known to police and was detained at the stadium where Swift was scheduled to perform. Another teenager, a 15-year-old, was brought in for questioning by police, and he corroborated details of the plot but was not an active participant. At a press conference on Wednesday evening, Austria's General Director of Public Security and the President of the Vienna State Police said that the 19 and 17-year-olds carried out, quote, "specific preparatory actions for a terrorist attack." While the immediate threat has been minimized, an abstract danger remains, prompting the cancellation of the concerts. Swift and her team were in shock, reportedly, upon learning about the planned attacks. An insider described the day as, quote, "not easy," with the team feeling tense and disappointed about canceling the shows. Swift will continue her Eras tour in London before flying to Canada. This incident adds to a series of recent foiled ISIS terror plots across Europe, emphasizing the ongoing threat posed by the extremist group. In Germany, authorities thwarted a suspected terror plot ahead of England's Euros final in July, arresting 3 suspects known to be ISIS supporters. France has also, of course, been on high alert due to threats made by Islamic terror outfits, including a planned attack during the Paris Olympics and a recently foiled, quote, Islamist-inspired plot. And that, my friends, is the PDB Afternoon Bulletin for Thursday, 8 August. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me at pdb@thefirsttv.com. To listen to the show ad-free, well, become a premium member of the President's Daily Brief by visiting pdbpremium.com. Couldn't be easier. And with the weekend approaching, that, of course, means that the PDB team is busy producing another episode of our extended weekend show, the PDB Situation Report. This weekend, we've got 2 excellent guests providing in-depth analysis of the Iran-Israel crisis, as well as the Ukrainian military's incursion into Russia. And that's the first time Russia's been attacked by a foreign military since World War II. The episode airs at 10 p.m. on Friday on the First TV, and of course, is available on our YouTube channel at President's Daily Brief and podcast platforms everywhere. I'm Mike Baker. I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, stay informed, stay safe, stay cool.